So I don't know if it's the content gods or if this guy is just his own worst enemy, but the hits just keep on coming for everyone's least favorite G.I. Joe and Transformer movie producer.
Chad, how insensitive of you.
So for the first time, as a follow-up video, it's time for another Car Rant. So I put out a video last week breaking down everything regarding Lorenzo DiBonaventura, how he had an inherent problem with Cobra Commander as a character, especially the hooded version of Cobra Commander, and showing his personal bias of what he perceived the hood to be and how he convinced executives at Hasbro that it was what he claimed it was, even though we all know it wasn't. Now, this has been a known subject for years, but a lot of people in the, G.I. Joe community like to say, oh, that never happened. Oh, he never said that. Oh, Hasbro this. Oh, they never blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, we all know that that's bullshit. And then an article from the Insider comes out, and it was amplified on X, Twitter, Tweeter, whatever you want to call it, and other social media sites, where Lorenzo DiBonaventura and Stephen Capel Jr., who was the director of Transformers Rise of the Beasts, which had a little G.I. Joe teaser scene at the end of the movie, the two of them had a very heated argument. Now, there's another article that came out from The Hollywood Reporter that sort of adds a little more weight to what the argument was about. I'll get to that at a later time, but it was pretty much regarding the writer can't crack how they're going to integrate a few G.I. Joe characters into a Transformer movie. Because remember, this movie that's about to come out is not an actual crossover where it's equal parts. It's not a Deadpool and Wolverine. It's Transformers with a couple of Joes in it. Big difference. So they couldn't crack how they're going to get the Joes into the film and give everybody the screen time they deserve. We all know it's going to be like 90% Snake Eyes, right? And Stephen Capel decided he didn't want to direct the Transformer Joe crossover movie. He's also about to direct I Am Legend 2 with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan. Good for him. The guy's a young director. He did Creed 2. He's got some chops as a director. I don't blame the guy for wanting to get out from under Lorenzo DiBonaventura. If he doesn't like the script and he doesn't like the project, that's his fucking right. As an artist, as a director, he should be allowed to not do the movie. Where it gets dirty is Lorenzo DiBonaventura started yelling racially tinged comments to Stephen Capel Jr., and there were a lot of people around that heard these comments. So I think it's really fucking telling that the guy who was trying to soapbox as like this, defender of diversity and inclusion by saying Cobra Commander's hood is a Klan hood.
What the
is yelling racially charged comments to this director guy who just, he don't want to do your picture. That's okay. He's allowed to not do your picture. But no. That's how it is with these Hollywood types. You got people like Kathleen Kennedy who want to say the Force is female and we're all about female empowerment and, strong female protagonists and Rey and all these females in the Acolyte. But when you have a Gina Carano in front of you, the very first time you meet her, you don't shake her hand. Now, this is before all the drama that went down with who posted what and who shared what story and all that stuff. The very first time Kathleen Kennedy met Gina Carano, she had a problem with her. So these people who want to say, like, I'm all about strong female characters, when you actually meet a strong female, well, you're threatened. Lorenzo DiBonaventura, he apparently felt threatened by Cobra Commander's hood, but when it comes time for a young director who's hungry, who's artistic, who maybe doesn't want to do your fucking movie because, you know, if a script is crap, it's crap. Or if it's just not coming together, it's his right to walk away from it. But, you know, this young, non-white director, well, what does DiBonaventura do? He starts yelling racial shit at him. The dude's fucked. Again, this isn't about a hooded Cobra Commander toy. This is about Lorenzo DiBonaventura being wrong for the G.I. Joe IP for live action movies. He's just wrong for it. I don't know how the guy's still around. I know that in the comments of my last video about Lorenzo DiBonaventura, people said, well, he acquired the rights in the early 2000s when nobody wanted him, and that's great. That's all fine and good. But Hasbro owns the IP. They can choose to just not put a movie out. Warner Brothers chose to just take the tax write-off on the Batgirl movie. Okay, for better or for worse, that was their decision. Paramount and Hasbro chose to put out that Snake Eyes movie. That movie was shit. It lost so much money. If you want to talk about, in the 60-year history of G.I. Joe, one thing that damaged the brand more than anything else, me, personally, it's my opinion, call it bias or whatever you want, I'm pointing my finger at that Snake Eyes movie. You completely deconstruct and rewrite a character. You take a silent character, you make him talk non-stop, you never injure him, you completely change everything about the dynamic between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. You make Storm Shadow the good guy. Snake Eyes is an asshole in his own movie. And for some reason, this guy who wants to say, well, Cobra Commander, you know, I have an inherent problem with that character, but you go and you just shit all over Snake Eyes. It flopped. It lost millions. And now this guy's like, he's showing his ass. He's showing his true colors. Just fucking get rid of the guy. And if you can't get rid of him, well, why can't you just put live action G.I. Joe on hiatus? Like you put, you know, G.I. Joe animation or, you know, toy lines, 4-inch retro, on hiatus. Save your brand. If you don't have a good project, don't just put out shit for the sake of shit. Anyway, fuck Lorenzo DiBonaventura, and I hope Hasbro wises up. Oh, and if you're just stopping by the channel for the first time, I want to say thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you saw here, maybe hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell before you leave so you get notified when I put out new content. And if you didn't like what you saw here today, I at least thank you for sticking around. And to all my channel members, I want to say again, thank you so much for your support, your input, and everything that you do for this channel and for me as a content creator. Because, you know, I don't talk classified, but I do talk a lot of lore of G.I. Joe. And, you know, it's hard out there in them streets when I don't talk about the new stuff that's, you know, coming out in Target or maybe not available at Target.
How about new?
Leave a comment below. Let's talk some non-racially tinged G.I. Joe. Ooh. And have an awesome day.